Hello and welcome. I see a couple people coming in, but I don't see names. I don't know if there's a way to know who's here or not. So whoever you are, welcome. This is my first time doing a live, so in there with me because I'm not sure exactly how to work this Hangouts business. This is awkward. Moments to see anyone else, and then we'll kind of get started. But if you want to um, option somewhere. I'm not sure where it is on your screen. Um, you are free to ask questions as we go along and know how school went today. I'd love to know how your day went. Our school day was not. Wednesdays are such a busy, crazy, crazy day for us. We have kind of back-to-back things, and my daughter has her online Spanish class today, speech in the morning, and then we do piano in the afternoon. So it's and then we go. They have Awana tonight, so it's Wednesdays are our day to not get a whole lot of. See a couple more people wandering in. Welcome. Let's see. I am going to open this up also I'm going to talk about, like I said, my channel update, Q&A. If you just have any questions, random, like homeschool or whatever, feel free to leave them down there in the box and I will through them. They should show up on my screen, I hope. And then I also have a little homeschool haul that we've been waiting on. But like I said, I'll wait just a couple more minutes to see if anyone else comes in. And if you forgive me for a minute, I'm going to look down and see if I can figure out on my phone if I can follow the chat on here or not. Maybe again. See, you got a couple more came in. Welcome. There we go. Oh, now I see a lot more chat now than I do on my screen. Let's see, Mommy and me at Homeschool Chronicles. Welcome. Getting in the car from the library. Well, thank you for stopping and saying hello. Cynthia, welcome. Yes, we have temperamental internet here too. Our internet box is like on the side of the house that gets the most sun, and when it gets hot, it heats the box up and our internet goes down. And we live in North Carolina, where summers are, a little warm. So that's fun for us. Book lover, nice to see you. Let's see, Wednesday, we do a lot of school stuff. That's how our Wednesdays used to be. I'm jealous of yours. I don't like having a slow day or a not productive day on Wednesdays because I feel like I get started. Creative Teacher Mom, welcome. Thank you. For the For those of you who are not homeschool YouTubers, I will link below the homeschool YouTubers that do stop by, so be sure to go check out their channels, give them a little support. So yes, do check them out. Yes, 3 kids keep life busy, you are right. Okay, so like I said, keep, um, I thought I'd be able to see my comments up here, but I can't. So, um, keep checking them on down here, or keep commenting, and I will come back and as we go along. If you just have general questions, I will be sure to leave that down there. Book lover, I see that you asked. Um, so just writing your question down so I don't miss it. But while people are straggling, I thought I'd start with the haul. I ordered this 2.5 weeks ago. So this is my longest order, but right after I ordered it, they are out of Illinois, if you don't know. And they got a snowstorm, and then we got a snowstorm. So it's taken a while, but I needed a few things for our second semester. One of them was the book for Beast Academy for my son, my 4th grader is ready for this one. If you don't know this math one, I have a spotlight on it. I love, love, love. There's no good spot for me to do this in the afternoon. This one is like the story guide. I had the workbook, but not the story. So I got that for him. And then Elizabeth was ready for her next writing. Both of my 2 older kids are using writing and rhetoric. If you don't know this writing, I love it. It is, I just put up a spotlight on it too. Elizabeth and Ben are both very different writing style kids, but they both like this writing. So she was ready for next one. They're about a semester long book. And then I grabbed some of these thinking putties. My kids were asking for these for Christmas, and I wasn't able to get them. So I picked up a few. We'll just leave these at their desks for like fiddling type of thing. So I picked up a few of those. I have not opened them yet. I've never had them, but I think they're like a Play-Doh type of thing, but more stretchy. Anyway, those. And then we have become big Ticket to Ride fans. Anyone else Ticket to Ride? People, we got Ticket to Ride Europe over Christmas and with it. And so I don't really know how these work, but it's the expansion pack. It's supposed to be more cities and more destination tickets. If you have never tried Ticket to Ride, I would definitely check it out. Prices really vary. I went to Amazon to buy mine because, of course, that's where I buy everything. And it was about $20 more on Amazon than on Target. So check it out. And I didn't know that Rainbow Resource would have them, but I decided to check, and sure enough, they do. So we have the Europe 1912 expansion pack. I'm excited to play this, and I'm disappointed that we're going to be gone tonight because I really want to get into it. And then my thing is showing that I've frozen up. I don't know if I have. So I hope not. And then one last thing, and this one I can't say because it's a birthday gift, and my son's right up at the top of the stairs. but we got, he's really wanted something crafty. And so I thought we would try this. It scares me a little bit, but I don't know. Handing that to a 10-year-old boy could be. So, but this weekend is his birthday. So, anyway, I thought there was supposed to be something else. And I don't know what. Looks like I forgot to order. I know there was another book. It never fails that as soon as I place a Rainbow Resource order, I realize that I needed something that I didn't order. And I try to keep a running cart on there, but Creative Free Time, I'll definitely give it a shot. Your youngest, I think, is about my son's age. He's 7.5, and it says not until I think 8 and up, but he caught on to it really quickly. I thought he'd have to work with someone, but I think he did once, and then after that, he took off on his own, and he does really well with it. So yeah, I would check it out. I went with the Europe one because I was looking at the expansion packs, and I don't know, it seemed like there were more for the Europe. I don't know if there is. They get some working with countries that aren't, just United States. So that's that. I've got a couple questions here, so I'm going to get started on those. And I do want to say thank you guys for showing up. Like I said, this is my first live event, and I've been a little bit nervous. So thank you for showing up here. My big fear was that I would be the only one to do it. So, asked, what do you like about homeschooling? Oh. That's a hard one because there's so much. The biggest thing that I like about it, and probably was one of the driving forces, is the flexibility that we can take off when we want to. Generally, we can design our schedule around whatever my husband's schedule is. If you don't know, my husband's military. I don't know what viewers know this, but my husband's in the military, and so his schedule can be really varied as far as having a random 3 or 4 day weekend, and then traveling on short notice. And so then when he comes home, I have a little bit of time off. So the flexibility that homeschooling gives us with our schedule, and then also to meet my kids' needs. Yeah, and one of the areas I was hesitant with homeschooling was like, do I really want to spend all my time around my kids? And I know that sounds terrible, but at the time I had 2 toddlers and then my daughter, and it just seemed like my time to, you guys know how those days are, they're just draining years. But I just enjoy being around my kids, and I'm glad that I've had that opportunity and that I stepped outside of my comfort zone to do it. And then Cynthia asked, what's your approach on free play? She says, my kids get so involved in play, I feel bad asking them to come do work. I think I've mentioned this in a video, something about like five homeschool rules I break or something. I forget what it is. Once the video's up and edited, I will link down below. So the other videos I mentioned, the spotlights, I will also link those if you're interested. I don't know how it takes a while for the videos to process and come up online. So later tonight or tomorrow. But especially for the younger years, I do a lot of play. With Elizabeth, I felt like I needed to be superstar homeschool mom and get her reading and get her doing all these things, and I pushed a lot more than what I it's one of my few parenting regrets. Mm, under like, obviously, in the preschool years, we just do lots and lots of play, and then by kindergarten, I tried to I've tried to do about half hour of seat work, roughly, and then they've joined in with history and science. Yeah, history and science and Bible. And then in first grade, Matthew last year did about an hour of seat work, and that includes math and phonics, those handwriting, those subjects, plus history and science and Bible. And then second grade is when I start doing more. Now, he usually has an hour or so in the morning, like when he's done with the schoolwork before lunch, that he can do play. If my boys are outside, depending on the day, I let them play in the morning. I'm not real particular. I try to have everybody inside in the schoolroom by 9, between 9:30 and 10. But before that, I am such a proponent of play. And I think, especially for the young years, it's just so important in such a limited amount of time that they want to play and play with each other. Um, with even now, like, Elizabeth's 13. And so there are still random mornings when she'll go hang out with the boys. Definitely don't interrupt. 'Cause I'm like, that happens so rarely now that I don't I don't want to take that away. Play is an important part of learning, but those relationships, obviously I want my kids to do well and be well educated, but I also want them to have those seeds of relationships for when they are older. So if I can facilitate that now by letting them play rather than coming and sitting and doing some writing. So, Cynthia, that's what I would say. I mean, I don't know how old your kids are, but oh, I saw Bester Living. Welcome. Um, yeah, Cynthia, I don't know how old your kids are, but I really just think it's important that young kids have a lot of play, and especially if it's like outside, creative, good type of, that kind of play. I definitely think that is worth nurturing for sure. So, again, my thing keeps freezing up on me. I hope that I'm not missing anyone or any questions. Um, Saw Bester Living. My internet decided to die. Good luck. But thank you for stopping by, even if you can't stay. I appreciate it. Um, so, okay, I'm going to do a little channel update as well. If you have more questions or responses to what I just said, leave them down there. You know what? I'm going to go adjust my blinds real quick because the sun's just moving. Well, other than looking like I've got stripes on my face, I think that's better. At least I can see the screen now. The lighting in our house is so weird in the afternoons that I apologize if it's hard to see. Cheers. Thank you for stopping by. Okay. And again, for the homeschool YouTubers who are stopping by, check out their links below. I will link all their channels later. So thank you, Saida. Saw Bester Living says, question I had: as a military wife, do you choose curriculum based on how movable it is? Yes, in part I do. I keep in mind how how easily things travel. So if we're going to be PCSing or visiting family, what things can go with us, as well as I don't want to buy things that are really heavy or require lots of cost in the move, that sort of thing. I would say I do it more, consider it more as far as supplements. Like, I try not to buy a lot of books because books add up weight quickly. And we're allowed a certain amount of weight, but after that, we have to pay for it. So I try not to have a lot of books. We do a lot from the library and ebooks for that reason. Why I started doing a lot of ebooks with the kids, because we were in the midst of a move. We do a lot of that for that reason. So let's see. The Wi-Fi on my phone wasn't on. Maybe that's why it looks like it keeps freezing up. Again, I hope it's not. Anyway, channel update. If you're not if you don't have your own YouTube channel, you may not have heard that YouTube is making some changes. And because of that, I've been giving a lot of consideration to what I want to do. And over the summer, I tried doing 3 videos a week and found it difficult. And so I dropped back to 2 when we started the school year because I thought there would be no way I could keep up. But because of the changes and but I've decided that I'm going to try to go back to 3 videos a week. I'm going to keep Tuesday and Thursdays and then add in Wednesdays. See how that goes, but I'm going to try to always be strictly homeschooling. So, and what we're studying and advice, tips, those kind of things. On Thursdays, I'm going to try to do solely homeschool resources. So curriculum spotlights, audiobooks we're listening to, or what we're doing in history, the resources we're using, that sort of thing. And I just started a new series of, I don't have a title yet, but like our favorite resources. And they're just shorter than my spotlights, just showing you some of the things that I use on a more regular basis that may not fit into a video normally. So that's going to be what my Tuesday and Thursdays are. Tuesdays homeschool, Thursday homeschool resources, and then Wednesdays I'm going to try to up the content that I do that has nothing to do with either one of those. So it'll be more cooking videos, which I've not done in a long time. I just had someone message me on Facebook the other day asking if I would cooking recipes coming up. I just taped one last week. It's an Instant Pot. If anyone has an Instant Pot, I know Saida, you do. Yeah, so anyway, Wednesdays, I'm going to try to do more of things like that, more cooking, maybe more house stuff. I don't know. I'm not a traditional person at all, really. And I know people don't really come here for that kind of video. So I don't know about that, but more things like things that I'm enjoying, and I don't know. We'll see. I've had a couple requests lately to do military themed ones. So I'm tossing that around, how I want to do that and what I want to talk about. So anyway, look for that to start here probably in February. So yeah, Wednesdays I'm going to add in, and we will see how it goes from there. Let's see. Cynthia, 2nd grade, 4th grade. Yes. Cynthia's the one who asked about free play. At 2nd and 4th grade, I would say that chances are your 4th grader probably doesn't have a lot more time. of wanting to play. Um, if my fourth grader is kind of slowly kind of coming out of it, and my daughter definitely is. She really kind of stopped a lot of play as we think of it around 11. Um, you know, there's I'm all for letting them play. If you feel like they're doing you really need to do something, depending on what kind of play they're doing, you could always do audiobooks while they are playing or read it aloud to them. If it's something like Legos or that type of thing, shows on Netflix are always a one of my defaults when I want to, um, one of my defaults, period. My boys just started a BBC series on Netflix today last week called Egypt. And it is fiction. I guess you would call it historical fiction, but it is tracing the discovery of King Tut's tomb. So if you feel like you need to add in something, think about the ways you can add it in like that. And what you do for like history and such, we will sometimes pull history and do it. Like I'll read our story of the world to them while they're eating lunch. There's always extra ways that you can kind of squeeze in things while still allowing them to do play. Um, what are your Saida from Precious Years asks, what are your favorite math games? I'm so bad about games, Saida. I'm terrible at them. I don't, for the most part, enjoy playing. Um, why I chose Ticket to Ride, because I thought that I would really enjoy it. And so I wanted to be more intentional about playing with my kids, and hopefully that will kind of lead to others. We actually have two. One is called, oh, I forget what it's called. It's by Think Fun. It's a little dice that you just kind of move around the board. But the other one that they really love is Sum Swamp, and it's Sum like SUM, and it's practicing adding and subtracting one-digit numbers. Other than that, I really can't give you any hints. But Pepper and Pine's channel, there are several math games over there that I have thought that I looked good. So sorry, I don't have any other thoughts. And Sodbuster Living says, I wondered because I know you read a lot, but as a military, that would work. Yes. So yes, that's why I don't buy a lot of books, and I have my Kindle that I I put a lot of books on there. I'm a big fan of Overdrive. Um, and so for my library, so I do that, a lot of that. And we have two extra accounts. We get out of state cards from Brooklyn Library and Free Philadelphia Library. I have a blog post coming up on this, and I'm going to do a video as well. And so I get their Overdrives collections. Anyway, sorry, one more thing. Is that also because of this YouTube change, um, I've decided to start on my blog. So I'm trying though not to duplicate what people see here. That way, if I have people who are checking out both my blog and my YouTube channel, there's not a lot of overlap. But yeah, so anyway, to go along with a bit on going up to 3 times a week on my channel, I'm also trying to do a little more work over there. So I would love for you to check that out. And it's just thislifeofours.net. It's always down in the down bar. Someone just came in. Thank you for whoever. Welcome. Oh, 2 new people just walked in. I'm not sure who that was. Thank you. I have no idea what I was saying. I don't know. Channel update blog. have no idea. Anyway, so, oh, my down bar. My blog link is always down in my down bar, as well as my Facebook page and Instagram. I think my Twitter's down there too. I don't do a lot on Twitter. I can't quite get the hang of it. Um, but in Instagram's hit or miss. Facebook is where I'm most active, and I try over there not to share too much of what I do. I try to share a lot of what other people are doing, other blogs and other YouTubers. I know sometimes I don't like to subscribe to people's blog Facebook page or YouTube Facebook page because I feel like that's all I'm seeing is all the same stuff I'm watching on their channel or reading on their blog. But I try not to do a whole lot of that over on Facebook. So I'd love to have you over there. Instagram as well. Instagram 6, the number 6. So anyway, those are always down in the down bar. Usually that's where I have there's usually a lot of good information. Sometimes I forget, and sometimes I go back and edit it later. But definitely check out. If you're not already following me on the other places, I'd love to see you over there. Saida asks, any tips, because I'm trying so hard to be consistent. Oh, as far as making time for a YouTube channel and blog. Oh. Sometimes I feel like I'm kind of burning both ends of the stick with this. Plus, if you guys don't know, Saida from Precious Years also has created a free online lesson planner called the Homeschool Panda. I will definitely link that down below as well. Definitely check it out. There's an app, and online, it's free. It's a great program. She started it. Say, was in the summer or beginning of the school year? I don't remember when it came out, but it's switching us over from the Homeschool Buyer Co-op version. I'm switching us over. It's just taking a while to get in all my lesson plans. So check it out. Anyway, the one thing that has been helping me a little bit, Saida, is to have a different focus each day. So like one day I work on YouTube stuff, one day I work on blog stuff, one day I work on social media stuff. I've been working because I'm slowly getting myself to where I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Even in fact, right now I have like next 3 weeks, I think, of YouTube videos already up before. So, but yeah, it's hard trying to find that balance. And I'm thinking to add in a part-time work from home job too. So, it's a tough. I know of work either part-time or full-time out of the house and still homeschool, and I applaud those women because I can't figure out how to get a good balance of it all myself. She says yes, she released in the Homeschool Panda during the summer. So yes, definitely, if you haven't already checked it out, be sure to do that. I have soon, hopefully the next day or so, next couple of days, I have a bunch of lesson plans already, depending on what curriculum you use, that you can copy them and import them. And so you won't even have to type them all in yourself. That's something that I think is awesome about Homeschool Pandas. If someone else already uses you can get their links and put it in, make edits as you need, and you're ready to go. This is really distracting because on my phone, where I am is different. Like it's behind. That's distracting. and weird um, to see. So, like I said, can't find where I'm supposed to be seeing comments at. So I apologize for keep looking down. I'm gonna have to figure out something before the next time. But that was the other thing. I have notes. Clearly, I've not looked at them because I keep getting distracted about my updates. The other thing I'm going to really think about doing is more of these live events. I think it's kind of fun to sit here and interact with you. So thinking try to do more of like a once a month type of thing. Um, announce those on Facebook and Instagram. And when I schedule them, I think that if you are a subscriber, you will get notification like on your subscription feed um, to tell you if I have a scheduled live event. If anyone saw that, um, leave me a comment if you did or not. Butterflies, welcome. Thank you. She's another YouTuber. So, like I said, be sure to check out everyone down below, and I will leave the links for their channels. Saida, I look forward to you doing a live event. Now that you've said it on here, you have to do it. It's oh, that's sad. I just lost the comments. I don't even know how I got to it. I like to think of myself as fairly technologically savvy, but there are times. Oh, I got it back. Okay, yes. Yes, she did get a scheduled event on your subscription feed. So if you are not already subscribed to me, make sure you do that. And then, of course, if you're over on Facebook or Instagram with me, I will always post that too. So, well, it is almost 4 o'clock and I need to head off here soon. If anyone else has any questions, though, I'd answer them before I head off. We have our Wednesdays, these little bits of time when we're home and before we have to leave again. And one more thing, but tonight is my kind of my favorite night because my daughter usually stays home and my boys go to Awana and I get a couple hours free. And we just had a Sprouts grocery store just open. And they're kind of like a fresh time if you have that in your area. Mostly a more naturally organic type of place. We had Sprouts when we were stationed in El Paso. And so I'm really excited to go back. They had really good coffee there, and they also had a really good wine selection. So I'm off to check out that tonight when the boys are at Awana. Of Sparrows and Butterflies said that she didn't see the schedule notification, but she got it when I went live. So that's another reason to make sure you are subscribed. YouTube should notify you. And yes, Saida, I will be saving this video and putting it up for replay. It takes a few hours for it to process before it'll be available. Emma, our nearest Trader Joe's is in Raleigh. So they have like 3 Trader Joe's and 3 Costco's, and we don't have any of them. So I'm hoping that our Sprouts is a good one. I liked our last location, but I do love Trader Joe's. I just don't get over there very often because they're not conveniently located for us. We just got a Publix though. That was our big excitement before the Sprouts. Leslie says for future video suggestions, high school planning and you also have a middle schooler. And I have a middle school collaboration coming up in March. So um, I think middle of March. So we will be doing that. And then for high school planning, yes, I was just talking to my daughter today about um, some decisions we need to start making. So I do plan that as I start getting a little more concrete in my thoughts, that I will talk to you about what I'm thinking and kind of curriculum we're considering. And then, of course, I'll do a curriculum plans towards the end of the school year when I have something a little more set. It's overwhelming to me. It like feels so real. Like, have I really prepared her to be able to do high school level material? Um, and we'll see. Like, this kind of feels like all my fruits of my labor are going to either be are going to ripen or they're going to rot, and we'll see. I'm hoping everything is ripened. um, so yeah, high school planning that's that I have almost a high schooler. Um, yes, overwhelming. I feel like like we will probably have a move during her high school too, and so that concerns me. Like, because we've been talking about in North Carolina, they can't take anything at community college until junior year. It's it's earlier, and what if what I want to do at community college isn't available when we? So there's a lot to think about anyway. But then add in another move, and I feel even more overwhelmed for it. But we will be doing a couple of online classes. She is currently taking a Spanish class through the Potter School, and I've been very happy with it. Um, I first heard about the Potter School from someone who taught there back when Elizabeth was a newborn. We were stationed in Washington at the time, in my memory, and so she just did that. And then she'll also be taking a math class through. I always forget the name of the website. It's like My Homeschool Math Class. She took the algebra class last year, and it was wonderful. She had Miss Perkins. There are two teachers. Um, those classes start at sixth grade level, I think, and then I think they go through pre-calculus. So she'll do geometry next year, and she is so excited to go back to that. So online classes will definitely be part of our high school career, specifically because because I want to anyway, but also because of moving, a little more reliable than outsourcing to local classes. Though our area doesn't have a lot of high school classes anyway, locally, I would have to go over to Raleigh. So we'll see about that. Um, yes, I just read it as you said, heard Potter School, and I read it as Harry Potter's school. We've got Harry Potter on the mind. Um, it is rigorous. I think it is very good. Um, it's very yes, of the online schools I've looked at, I would say that this is probably one of the more rigorous ones, and I feel confident that what she will be doing is high school level material. And I was talking with a friend yesterday that that's my biggest concern about doing a local co-op. I don't, if I'm going to trust someone else to teach my child a high school level class, I want to make sure that it is high school level class. Because I've seen what some people pass off as high school level, and it's not. Um, so I really feel like Potter School is true to that. They are also one of the longest running online schools. Like I said, I first heard about it when Elizabeth was a baby. So that would have been 2005, early 2005. So they've been around at least that long. built to last that long and have a good reputation still, I think speaks volumes. They have a really good variety of classes, and the teachers, obviously, well, I've only worked with one teacher, but she's been very responsive. I have emailed a couple others about their classes. Um, it's more expensive than what I obviously could do on my own, but there's an advantage, obviously, of being able to um, outsource it, and I'm paying for their expertise. So we will not mini. Next year, I'm only anticipating doing the 2 classes online, because it does add up and takes a big chunk out of our homeschool budget. But I have been very happy with her Spanish class. The one she is doing, it's like the first year of Spanish, but they divide it years. So they're doing one semester over 2 years. And for her, that's been a really good pace. I think they only do that for the first level though. So she'll have one more year of that, and then she'll move to a traditional high school level Spanish once one level a year. But I think it's a good option for kids who are a little bit younger or who you think might have difficulties with it. We have tried Spanish at home, and between that and the Latin work we did, I had a good sense that we were going to need to slow it down. So I'm glad I found this option for her. Hello, Pepper and Pine. Thank you. And thank you for the encouragement to do this. A slightly better wife says she has a high schooler. Um, if you, I'd love to know what your tips are for high school. Um, of Spears and Butterflies, Emma, um, Harry Potter School. See, I've got this on my mind now. The Potter School starts at 4th grade, I believe. The youngest class I've seen is 4th grade, but they have a lot as you move into middle school and high school, which I really appreciate because a lot of online schools don't have much for those ages. Um, so yeah, so um, yeah, so there were some 4th grade. I know they had like history and writing. I think there was science, and I believe they also have like elementary level. So yeah, the sign up for the classes starts here in February, I believe. I believe it's in February. I will leave the school link below. So definitely, if you are interested, take a look at it because the classes go pretty quickly from what I understood. We signed up on the first day and we got in, but the first day was for new families. Returning families get a little bit earlier. And so anyway, we were able to get in, but I don't know how quickly classes fill up. Pepper and Pine is watching from the mall. Wow. Are you in an outdoor mall? That's the only thing I know. I was just reading on I was just looking at pictures of malls from California. I don't know. One of those internet holes you travel down, and I was kind of jealous. Slightly Better Wife says, my tip for high school is this: preparation. Yes, I think that will be a lot of it. Wow. Yes, I'm overwhelmed. Creative Minds Homeschool popping in. Hello, thank you. Pardon me, the dog wants in. Sorry, hopefully she's not going to start to bark here. She came running in like she was wanting to look out front. Not always a good sign. So yes, Potter School, definitely check it out. My homeschool math class website has classes starting at 6th grade level. I think that's what it is, 6th grade level. So I will link that below too. If you want to, I think it's a great first class to outsource. She did a really great job of like teaching the kids how to do online classes and how setting up the expectations and all of that. I think she was wonderful. She is a poster over on the Well Trained Mind forums, and that's how I heard about her class originally. Got distracted with Pottery Barn Kids. I would get absolutely distracted if I had a Pottery Barn Kids store too. I love that store. Slightly better off. We are currently living in North Carolina. My husband's in the military in Raleigh, or not Raleigh. The kids are coming home from school, and our dog's not amused. She does not like them walking down the street. So sorry, but she just left. We've been in North Carolina for almost 2 years. We were in Georgia before that for about not quite a year. Also homeschooled in Indiana, El Paso, Texas, and Hawaii. Yeah. So that's where we are. Okay. Well, if anyone has any more questions, like I said, I'm happy to answer. Guys, I have, look at my notes, I've said everything that I had planned to say. Oh, I lost my thing again. Lost the comments. I'm going to give a little summary while I wait to see if anyone has any other questions. Like I said, I'm going to up my uploads to 3 times a week, with Wednesday being kind of my freebie day, wildcard day. And then Tuesdays, whatever I want to share about homeschool, and Thursdays being more of a homeschool resource focus of a day. So be sure you hit subscribe for that. It's down there in the down bar, Facebook page, Instagram. So I'd love to have you over there if you're not already over there. And all the YouTube homeschool ladies who stopped in today to give me a little bit of support, I will have all their channels linked down below as well. But like I said, it'll take a few hours for it to process. So check back tomorrow. And if that is all, make sure it's refreshed. Okay, let's see, Creative Minds. How does doing a live feel compared to pre-recording? I was really nervous to do this because I said I don't have the ability to out my flubs or my so's. A lot of people say ums or likes as filler words, and so is my filler word. So it feels weird, but it's good. I've been enjoying this. I like the real time, the conversation. And honestly, as sometimes my homeschool days, as many of you may be able to relate, sometimes I feel really kind of isolated, or I don't get enough adult interaction. So this is really good for that. I feel like I'm actually getting to talk to people besides, the ladies at speech therapy and that sort of thing. He's done. So, Coco, come here. Come here. If that's that, then I'm going to go ahead and end this so I can, yes, other people so they can relate. You know, I feel like with are my kids' teachers and for different things. And sometimes I really miss just chatting with other adults. So especially 'cause it's been a little difficult here with as far as friends go. So that's been even more challenging for me. So oh, Sparrow's Emma says that her dogs are hearing mine and looking for them. Makes me laugh when dogs do that. I think that I will try to make a habit of more of these live events. I need to flesh out what I might do because obviously you guys don't want to just hear me sit here and chit chat every time, but come up with some topics for it. And that, be sure to, if you want any of the links, be sure to do that. Definitely go check out the other ladies who stopped by. I appreciate everyone who did, whether you're a YouTube friend or just a viewer, not just a viewer. I don't mean that, a viewer, because I appreciate all of you. So yeah, find me over on Facebook and such. I would love to have you there, and Instagram. And yeah, I guess that's that. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you on the next video.